All right, welcome back. I was working on this piece some more, and I need to try and finish it. So I was fiddling around, trying to fix something in these last two sections, and I thought, let's just continue the stream. Let's continue and finish the piece. So I made some small changes. Let me show you what I've got so far, and then I can get going with finishing it. All right, so I made a few small changes. Also, thank you for the follow, Jeff. I had previously had these bassoons and clarinets, which are now playing like triplet divisions. Thank you. Which are now playing triplet divisions, whereas previously they were just playing duplets. So to show you what I mean, if I listen to just the short strings. They're playing 16th notes, 1 eanda, 2 eanda. And now these guys, the clarinets and bassoons, playing short notes, are now playing 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. So I think that's helping make this section feel a bit more blurred and ethereal, rather than previously it was a bit like TikTok, like what's the word I'm looking for? Like mechanical in some way, because they were just locked together, playing the same subdivision. So if I play you the short notes, both of them together. Actually, let me just check some of the harmony there. That chord sounded a little odd, but I think it's what I wanted. I'm just, I see a disagreement here in at least one of the notes. So good. This is what happens sometimes when you copy paste stuff around. You make mistakes. So let's see. The first chord should be a D flat, and I agree with that. And then this needs to be an A flat to go with the F minor. And oh wait, sorry, it's not F minor. It's B flat minor. Okay, that's fine. I still want the A flat because that will form the the minor 7 chord. And then we've got the third there. Everything else looks fine here. And then it's kind of nice to have, so what we have happening here is kind of a minor 7 to 6 chord, because they're first playing an A flat and then playing a G. Okay, here we got like a semitone clash kind of thing happening. which is that basically these should really be on a G, I think. Yeah, I think I remember I tried to do something cool with the clarinets here to make them play the sharp 5 of the C chord. But it's kind of disagreeing with what the strings are doing, so I think maybe let's make that a bit cleaner. Okay, and then the bassoons. The bassoons continue on. I haven't decided what I wanted the clarinets to do yet, because I thought it might be nice for them to embellish and somehow add to this final section to make it better. And that's why I've muted the... I had copy-pasted the melody here to the woodwinds, oboes, flutes, and piccolo. But I'm worried that if I just have too few ideas going on at once, it's just going to become a little bit bland. So that's what I was thinking about. Before I finished streaming the last time, I had said that all my melodies kind of needed a lot more cleaning up in terms of CC data. So I have gone through and done that. I think maybe... I think these horns are a little strong, actually, because what's sort of happening is they're sticking their head out a bit too much, and then when they come in, it doesn't sound differentiated enough. So I think that was sort of just a subtle thing. So I've reduced them now, so hopefully by changing this modulation value below roughly, you know, halfway, they're going to be a much gentler color. And actually, I could totally have some flutes and oboes playing short notes in here, so let me use those as well. I don't want them to stick their head out too much, but I just want this blurry kind of figuration. So let's see, I might try and do a little, maybe over the top, but if I do more subdivisions, that will hopefully blur things even more. And oh, another thing I added was the harp doing this. Although now I'm feeling like these are an octave too low, but... yeah, let's bring that up the octave, and then we'll introduce some woodwind passages that are... so the oboes at this pitch level are very low. So I think I basically want them kind of up a fifth, and then obviously following the chords. I can probably best do by just looking at them. And then I need a different subdivision. So I've got 8th note triplets, and I've got 16th note triplets. So let's maybe try... maybe this is a bit too fanciful. But if I can do something with quarter note 5s, then I'll have 3, 4, 5, and 6 all occurring at the same time. 3 from 8th note triplets, 4 from 16th notes, 5 from quarter note quintuplets, and 6 from 16th note triplets. So that's a very, you know, busy, meshed sound, but hopefully it'll still be light and in the background. That's my kind of goal. So let's first... what happens if I just quantize these? Oh, okay, that's nice. That's nice. Let's just hear that real quick. It's going to be totally the wrong notes. I think it might be better if it was like da 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 da. That might be better. So in order to achieve that, let me grab the second 2 notes of each group. Oh dear. There's some precise mouse work. Gotta be very precise. And I'm going to move those each back 1 unit, which in this case is a quintuplet. On the grid. There we go. Okay, that's already kind of a cool, jolting, rolly kind of feeling, owing to the rhythm. And then I need to just follow the harmony. So we've got B flat in the first chord. And I think I'll just do it. Oh, does this change every 2 beats? Yeah, it does. Right, and then B flat minor here. So that should be fairly simple. And then here I've got F minor. I'm just trying to do the smallest amount of movement between... Hello? I'm just trying to do the smallest amount of movement between each chord. Do I want that E flat? I think I do. That voice can stay on the A flat, resolving to the G. And then here, D flat again. It might be better to have an... Okay, so here I'm gonna... There I had the A flat, D flat voicing. Here I'm gonna go up to the D flat, F voicing. So it's got a kind of rising movement, which will hopefully just... Yeah, reflect the fact that we're sort of rising in intensity until we reach this restatement of the A section. That's sort of what I'm thinking about. So now this is G and maybe D flat. That could be nice. This might need to change to flutes actually instead of oboes. Let's see. Although it might be cool to do a more strictly arpeggiated like do do dee do do dee dee do kind of thing with the flutes, because that's something that the rest of the woodwinds aren't doing. They're kind of static. So hopefully those 4 different colors and 4 different subdivisions together will really pop off. It's all theoretical at this point of view, at this point in time. Okay, that's all good. And then we've got F minor over A flat. We just treat that as an F chord for as far as this is concerned. Let's have the 6th. And then the final chord is C7. Okay, and an E. So let's just listen to this passage and see roughly how it works on its own. And I'll add the click in because it's kind of hard to hear where the groove is. Okay. I'll have to blend that in terms of the modulation and expression, because if it sticks out too much, it's going to really throw the whole groove off. All right, so let's try woodwinds. Okay, it's cool. I'm digging it. I have to reserve my judgment until it's all together to know whether or not it's actually worked. So now the flutes. Let's just do some arpeggios. Okay. Oh, I played completely the wrong note. Okay. Are they playing? Okay, no, that seems right. I'll do it like this, maybe. Like a little bit more out of them. All right. Then it's just a case of reflecting the harmony, so glue those all together. Okay. It almost works already. It's actually kind of low for the flutes. Okay. Whoa, sorry. Yeah, this is the more mindless thing, just... Okay, I can do that again. Oh, I'm missing some here. Okay, that's the G minor 7 flat 5. And then we need an F minor over A flat. And then a C. Okay, now, to find out if it was actually worth doing all of that, let's put them all together. So all the short notes at once. And hopefully it's just going to blend into a nice, busy, fuzzy texture. Okay, great. And remember, this is a background sort of texture, so that can all be happening and you won't really hear it as the main thing. Let's try it out. Okay. All working except for the flutes. All working except for the flutes. I think the flutes should just be doing what the clarinets are doing. Maybe up an octave. Or in another voicing. Maybe I'm just trying too hard to put the flutes in here. Yeah, I was hearing in my head like a would be, I think, 16th note triplets. Maybe this is good. Maybe there might be a nice way that I can take these and offset them all by 1. And then delete the last one. Or even have them like that. Okay, you see, because now, by combining these two, they're effectively playing all the time, but the color is changing. It's almost like a little delay effect. That could work. Try that. Okay, that's getting there. I'm hearing in my head as well a little bit of maybe Glock. Trying to decide the pitch level. I wanted to just gently accentuate the melody notes. Got what the melody was, but you know. I think maybe just the first 2 notes of each phrase. And it needs to be significantly quieter than that. I'll set the volume in a second once I've put it all in. It makes it a bit easier. Okay. And then again, G and F. And then here I'll go like, do the major ones. So like, bum, bum. Just the strong beats. Just like that. Okay, and then I gotta just kind of blend it in. It might be a case of if I come over to my mixer just giving it a bit more room noise. Or sorry, a bit more reverb in the mix. So that I can push it further away into the distance, because you really don't want to hear it too strongly. Speaking of hearing things too strongly. Okay. Okay, I think so. I kind of went through a bunch of different options there and decided that value was the right one. So that will be the value that I use. Bring it back here. I don't think what else I can use to... I'm wondering if there's some kind of piano idea. What has happened? Don't have MIDI in anymore. That's weird. Yeah, I'm not seeing the MIDI coming in. Okay. That's extremely annoying. Alright, bit of a technical snafu there. I'll just continue, I guess, and see if I can finish without playing any more things in. Something sounded bad there. I'm gonna try add some trumpet in, just to see how that goes. Oh, I feel lost without being able to play a MIDI controller. Trying the classic technique. Oh, turning it off and on again has worked. I knew it. I shouldn't have questioned that thought for a second. I wonder if turning it off and on again would help, and of course it does. Okay, I don't want to delete that. I was gonna think of... I'm trying to come up with an interesting pattern here. Just gonna do a little experiment. Oops. If this were played very quietly with the pedal on, how would that go? And played in time, which I did not do. Okay, what I'm trying to do now is just add the sustain pedal in to get the effect. Let's just try 2 bars and see if the idea even works. Not sure it's really doing anything. I think actually, if I were gonna use piano here, I'd be better off doing... Maybe that's what we need. I'm gonna try and double the melody here with some piano. I want it up there, I think. Kinda cool. Oh, why is this being so weird? Following my quantize settings. Go with a beat. Alright. Here I have to be careful. I do want to quantize it a little, but iteratively, so that I still get some of that humanistic stuff. Oh, I probably just messed up the end. Yep. Ah, no. I had the wrong quantize settings. Okay, I think this is nice, especially if I make it very quiet. Okay, I see an opportunity to do some more CC. Oh, apparently I did this already off stream, so maybe I'll just copy it. This is a cool thing you can do to copy CC is you copy the clip containing the CC you want and just delete all the notes. Now you have the clip that only has CC, then you can paste it and glue it onto what you want. And there you have it. That should hopefully now give this cello line a bit more. Wow, it's really hard for the trumpets not to be too much. Let me scale massively down what they're playing. Maybe they just need to be like, you know, maybe marked at like P if you were orchestrating it, you know, just really gentle. Oh, I have some bots in my chat. How do I ban you guys? I don't know. I won't deal with that now. Okay, sorry, I lost my concentration there. Maybe I can do it through this. Man. Joy. Okay, they're gone. Alright, so let's see what's happening now in this last section. I think I'm getting really happy with the sound of this section. I've added the piano, I've added harp arpeggiations, I've added glockenspiel, and then I've added some woodwinds playing, you know, some short notes. And the kind of off-kilter rhythmic nature of those is hopefully preventing things from being too dull. I'll refresh my chat. Okay. I'm feeling happier with that. Now, for this last section, this is still a bit tricky. So in total, let's just run through with what we have together, and then I can sort of think out loud about what we need and what we're missing. So we have short notes played 16ths in the strings. That's doing nice stuff. Then we have cello and first and second viola playing like this big melody. What did I say? First and second viola? I meant first and second violin. I was reading from the clip name, which is wrong. Now, this little bit of expression that I tried to add here is really a bit... The fact that it's the same in all three tracks is making it sound bad, I think. This is one of the downsides to copying and pasting data, is if you do something that's a little bit odd and idiosyncratic in one, it gets really overblown in the others. So let's just get rid of it there, and then maybe we'll leave the original one in the cello. Yeah, it's doing something nice there. It's just maybe too much. And are you not modulation as well? Oh, for some reason my CC got changed. No, that's right, and that's fine. Timing-wise, is that just because I started playing halfway through? Let's check the timing on these. Yeah, timing's all good on that. Okay. I think I just need to do the chords again in the harp. Like, basically as loudly as the harp could. Maybe like that. So let's just record that in. I don't see them really being able to do anything else to contribute to this section other than glissing. That's going to stand up to what the other forces are doing. So I'll just... Gotta fix some of my bad playing there. Let's put the B flat, this E flat up there. Okay, so harp sort of figured out what they're doing. Here's, I think, where we could just reinforce with low piano, just like low octaves. That could be nice. Yeah, that's all working. How did this happen? And I think I'm reasonably confident that I can just quantize all this properly. And I want it to be at a certain kind of velocity level to just get the right tone color out of the piano. I think that's it. And this B flat, I think. Yeah, let's use the low B flat. There is no low A. And there's no low G. Maybe we don't want them then. Okay, that's all working nicely. Just finished that phrase. It felt kind of unmusical for me to not have the phrase be finished, so I've added that. Okay, bass trombones and chimbasso are doing this now. I think I should chop these notes. And actually just have them be a fresh note each time. Because it's doing weird things with the CC and it makes it sound a bit unnatural. You probably wouldn't hear it, like I hadn't noticed it until now, but... Don't double the third in a 6 chord. That's one of those rules they tell you. Okay, working. A quieter trumpet. Okay, this is all working. I think what I need here is actually a new color, which could be choir. That might be really nice to have just to make the last section feel over the top, bombastic, you know. Perhaps a little bit more orchestral percussion, timpani, that kind of stuff. And then decide what to do with the woodwinds. Now, originally I had them just doubling the melody, but I think it might be, that might be really over doubling, because at the moment we have cello, violins 1 and 2, horns and trumpets. That's like all the most powerful forces in the orchestra are blazing on the same melody. So if I now add more and more stuff to it, it's probably already too much. So I think I shouldn't add more. So then the question is, what do we want them to do? This Glock is too loud. Again. Just playing in a little thing that occurred to me. Oh, those must be sextuplets I'm thinking of. Yeah. That's kind of nice. Okay, and then I have to follow the harmony with this. It's sort of similar to what they were doing before, so I think that's okay. Oh yeah. Alright, just following the harmony here. Not much to say, it's the same sort of idea as before. Actually, I can do this a lot more efficiently. To make this an F minor by just taking these up. 1. And then make this G minor 7 flat 5. Which it basically already is. G minor 7, or G diminished. And then here, C sus. I think what I'll just do is... Oh, this should be... obviously, not C sharp, but C. Or D flat, or whatever. Okay, I kind of like that pattern, and I think what I've done before of having the flutes double the clarinets here was kind of nice. Do I have these at a different pitch level? What is... Yeah, apparently I do. So they were in octaves. No wonder. The whole MIDI modifiers thing is surprising me. Oh, this is on piccolos. That would explain why it sounded a bit weird. Okay, I must have loaded into the wrong patch into here. Alright, let's change it. So we need, instead of piccolo articulations, we need flute articulations. That would explain the octave transposition. Okay. This is going to be better, I think, because it's going to be a better color. Okay, so the whole time I thought I was working with flutes, I was actually working with piccolos as my patch here. Okay, I'm digging all of this. The thing that's gone wrong is that when I programmed this in, the velocities are too high. So on occasion, it's triggering the sample that is longer. Because with this particular patch, when you play higher velocity, it actually creates longer notes rather than louder notes. Which is a bit... you got to get your head around it a little bit, but it's not too hard to fix. I'll just make these a lot quieter. So let's just hear flutes and clarinets together. And now that I've changed it to the right patch that blends a bit better, I'll be able to go in and make those a bit louder. But before I do that, let's just see what the oboes should be doing. I think actually oboe is probably safe to just double the trumpet. It might give it a nicer, rounder color. Gonna need to be quite a lot louder than that though. Don't think I can... Could take it up the octave. Oh wow, there's some weird... there's some weird artifact noise in this sample. When it ends, it's going like... ch. And that one. It must just be because it's like... super bleeding top of their register. I think let's not do that then. Okay. Right. I'm just going to fix these up. They look a bit messy to me. So by quantizing the ends, it makes it a bit clearer, I think, what the note values are. Let's hear the woodwinds together for these two sections. I think it's kind of nice at the moment. Yeah, Iggy's making a joke. Someone's telling the performer to hush on each and every note. Yeah, I think it's just just an artifact. They could have cropped it off, but maybe they were losing room sound by doing that, so they decided to keep it in. Who knows? Okay, because this oboe has so much to fight against, I'm going to treat it like a bit of a overdub style instrument. So I'm going to put a bit of compression on it, and I'll give it its own little kind of reverb thing. Grab this one. So it's a little bit more featured, and I can try put a little delay on it or something. Actually, what's a nice delay plugin? I think this one has a nice one. What's it called again? Primal Tap? I think I made a preset that I like for this. SRJ's lovely delays. It even has it's a nice color to it. Okay, where's the wetness again though? Is it this? No, that's the delay time. Oh, here it is, mix. I think it's there. Bring that way down. Okay. So it's a bit more of a processed, less orchestral sound, but I think... Okay, what's that shuffling noise at 28-ish? Let's see. In what we were just listening to now? Let me play it back and see if I can hear what you're talking about on 28. No, I'm not totally sure what you're hearing. It could be something from the woodwinds, one of the samples. Yeah, sorry, I'm not really hearing what you're hearing. Maybe it was just a little artifact at some point. But I'll keep an ear out for it. Okay, I think we're getting there. Yes, this next thing I said I was going to do was kind of beef this up with a bit more percussion. So we've had the timpani roll. Let's have now some timpani hits. That was real performance anxiety there. I played it way too loud because I was worried about playing it out of time. Kind of tricky when you perform these things, you have to go in different octaves. I think that's what I wanted. That's all good. Yeah, like little weird things can happen if you start playing in like the middle of a bar with some of these samples, or like arbitrarily in the middle of a beat, because I don't know, the programming is complex enough that they kind of need to receive a chain of values in order to put out the right sound. So if you're just like, oh, I just want to hear it from this arbitrary place, and you press play, sometimes things can just sound weird or wrong. And I'm already aware that, like, okay, I know that's wrong, but I don't care because it's never going to affect the final sound. So yeah, if you hear something like that, it can like throw you off. Okay. So we have daga daga da. What would be better here? We could have dum, dum, or we could have like dum, Da-da-dum. Oh, hey Sam, how's it going? Thanks for joining. You're actually here for one of my streams. So exciting. Please ask me questions and tell me things to make this a more lively stream. Just dropping in for a moment. All good? Okay, so I have just a few touches there. I'll probably do more rolls in the end. In the final section. Dagadung. What is this? Must just be 30-second notes again. Cracking out the timpani. I mean, how could I not? I'm playing a very chromatic, unrealistic timpani part that would require several timpanis, but I'm just ignoring that for the moment. Well, I think if I take it down to that pitch level, it becomes less of a tuned instrument and more of just wobbly nonsense, which I will choose not to have at the moment. Okay, so I think I'll scale this for over 2 beats. And it might be nice to have like dum, rum kind of thing. So let's see if I can make that happen without too much pain. So I'll copy these notes, put them in the roll part. What do you find, Sam? Do you like to have 2 separate instruments for your hits and rolls? I didn't before and tried to do it with key switches, but then I found like it's really a pain when you want to do certain things. See if I can. I'm gonna try and automate this. Okay, that was way too loud, but it was potentially. Whoa! That was on the wrong track, I think. You do use one. Interesting. Is not doing what I'm expecting. Hang on, I think let me just solo it. Ugh. It's a bit messy. I'm not sure this idea is working. Clean that all up. Okay, let's hear these together. Wait. That's so weird. Have I got some CC flying around that I'm not aware of? Oh, I know what it is. It's this. That's super unnatural. Okay, forget this. This is very bad and not working. Okay, undo everything. Maybe I'll just go back to like... Oh, gonna need the click. think all of these little hits need to be significantly quieter. Pull those down. You're in the wrong place. Okay, getting there, sorry. Not the best at programming timpani. I find it quite challenging to make it sound good. Let's hear how that's changed this final section. I'll just go run it back a bit so we can feel the full transition. Oh, and of course I'm going to want another cymbal roll, of course. Okay, getting there. I think it's improving, slowly but surely. I'm making it as painful as possible for everyone. Okay, let's take a second to see, because I see Iggy is writing all sorts of things, which I appreciate. So I was actually showing your stream to my sister the other day. She worries about you. Well, thank you for worrying. Anyway, watching you modify instruments note per note and playing it all back, etc. raised the question of the old greats. Well, I'm sure you're about to ask me something that I'm not qualified to answer, but let's continue. As a layman, you're fed this image of just Mozart alone with a piano, quill and paper, imagineers everything, and eventually hands the sheets off to an orchestra, and bam, there's your symphony. Yeah, do we know if that's roughly what went down, or were there actually a dozen music school students working late nights and a rotating door of performers demoing parts, etc.? But the idea of the solitary genius is much more attractive. That's kind of like a music history question. I definitely don't know what's really true there. I mean, in the case of Mozart, he was kind of known as being a genius and being able to transcribe entire symphonies of other people's music that he's heard just once, and then he can come home and write down the whole thing. So I think the level, for someone like him, it was probably as, you know, as we know it in the legend. But well, definitely in terms of like workload of like producing copies of parts for people, I imagine they would have help rather than doing all their own copying, because that's kind of a separate job. So from that point of view, yes, I'm sure there were copyists helping. Allegri Miserere, don't know how to pronounce any of these words. Mozart transcribed by ear. Yeah, so honestly, that is so outside of my realm of knowledge that I'm just guessing. But I think the great composers of antiquity were a lot more in command of certain aspects of music than most people are today. We rely a lot on technology for storing our ideas and playing things back to us to make sure they work. I think they had to, just by virtue of the fact that they had no other choice, they had to be really in command of their musical ideas. And yeah, I don't know. Not my area of expertise. Let me try and figure out what I was going to do next. Okay, I'm kind of happy with the shape of this all. Let me play it once more through. I think we're getting there. I was going to maybe try and add a little bit of synthesizers and stuff to introduce some more motion in the second half. Maybe that's not really necessary. Maybe that's actually going to subtract more than it adds. I'll experiment with it slightly, but I think otherwise I'm nearly there. Did I remember to press record? No, I didn't. Oh, I'm going to have to download this VOD. Oh, wait, hang on. No. I wanted to put choir in this. I love this choir, library. So I'm putting it in, okay? Now, let's think of some cool words that we can use. Let's go into the word editor, find some presets. Eternum. Ah. Yeah, question my template about the disabled tracks. Yeah, I'm doing that from inspired a little bit by a video that Trevor Morris, I think I linked it to you guys, that Trevor Morris put up. Yeah, I don't use visibility at all. Maybe I should. But anyway, in that video, he kind of talked about having everything. Yeah, so I keep it all visible. Maybe it would be good to search. At the moment, I'm still kind of learning about how to do it this way. But my thinking was, and as he explained in that video, if you have lots of stuff disabled, you have everything disabled, and then just enable it as you go, then you can have like way more sounds in your template overall, ready to go, and then you can just enable them. And you can also like design a sound. Like here's an example of one where I just enable it and it comes along for the ride with all the inserts I've put on it. And then I'm like, oh, where's that cool sound that I designed that I want to include? And then it's there. And then I can just disable it and the samples go out of RAM and all the processing that was being used on the inserts is gone and it's just like it was never there. But yeah, I don't know if that really answers the question, but yeah, this is what I'm experimenting with for now. I don't know that it's like necessarily better than anything I've done before, but I can certainly see the advantages. Okay, let me just run. Oh no. No, getting distracted. Okay, I wanted to do some choir because this big section here is really sounding great to my ear. And let's chuck some choir in there. I'll just start really lazily by copying and pasting some chords. No, that's okay, Sam. Don't worry. I'm just I'm learning as a streamer to get better at continuing my train of thought while also interacting with chat, and harder than it sounds. Do the same as it prevents my computer taking off. Yeah, I mean, if you have a low-powered system, it seems great. But even if you have a high-power system, it's just going to make it even better because you can load like like on Trevor Morris's template, he has like 1,200 tracks in his template with every single sample library you can imagine and all these different synth patches, and they're all just ready to go whenever he needs them. And he's not lacking in computer power, but it's like amplifies the amount that you could do. And you don't waste very much time enabling things, really. Like compared to the amount of time you can waste fiddling with automation, that's, you know, it's nothing. Like 3 to 7 seconds, you know, is the rough time. Okay, now one thing I have to do with this choir library is they have different modes for the key layout. So there's kind of two approaches that I thought might be good, which is to either have the male and female choir separate, so you like turn one off and then you just go real notes, and then like, oh. Or you can turn them both on, but then you can have like a spaced version or an overlapping version. The overlapping version like doubles at the octave. Which is really nice for like short and sweet. So, for example, okay, I think it's going to be more time consuming, but ultimately achieve a better result if I just make a duplicate of this. And I'll call this one male and the other one female, and then I can actually control them independently. You know, I'm not trying to be a lazy composer and just play some chords and, you know. Okay, so the first thing, let's make these the males. Start with them. Eternum. Okay, cool. So then I guess I need another word that is also 4 syllables long. And I'm not thinking too much Benedicta. I like the idea of ending with a at the end of the piece. That seems good. Let's have to do my key switches. So I'll make the Eternum C0, Benedicta C sharp 0. I don't like key switches, but you kind of don't have much of a choice when you're doing this sort of thing. Okay, I'm also seeing the actual like MIDI notes are totally wrong for this. They need to be quantized lengths like that. And then I think we're way out of range here, right? Oh, okay, so we can get all of those notes, including the low G. So that's good. I have to glue these together. Yeah, it's true. Oh yeah, of course. And because I'm using key switches and words and stuff, I have to listen to the whole thing, figure out what's going on. Really tests your patience. I think we want some strength here. Okay, here we actually need a break because it's a new word. Hey Andrew, yeah, I've been going well. Haven't spoken to you in a while. Thanks for hanging out. It's been going well. Been working on a lot of big projects in the last few years, and now I've gotten into streaming, which I'm really enjoying. I see you've been doing a lot of stuff with Daniel, which is great. Oh, why does this sound bad? What have I done? Okay, that sort of works as a starting point. Let me copy that into this. Oh, I'll reduplicate this because now I've added the different words in. It's just going to make life easier to redo it like that. So in this one, I'll turn female on, male off, and real notes again. And then I can take these chords and like sort of revoice them. I hate when this happens sometimes where the CCs and stuff just get massive and then I can't see the notes anymore. Like the notes are kind of the most important part. I think we need that E there, don't we? Okay, definitely feeling like this modulation data is hurting me significantly more than it's helping me. So let's just drop that and I will redo those. So starting with the male choir. I mean, to be honest, it might actually just be, I might be overthinking it. Maybe it's just full all the way. Some of those transitions did not sound particularly convincing. First of all, we're on the wrong word. Why is that happening? Clearly playing C0 here. Yeah, perhaps. I'm kind of new to this library, so I'm not... I got it sounding good the other day, and then I thought I understood it, and now I'm kind of discovering that maybe I don't. I don't get why playing this doesn't change the word. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one. Okay. The transitions are being really cruel right now. They're not sounding good. Yeah, maybe it's this. It's like halfway between working and not working. The first one is the worst one. Yeah, sure, I could avoid all... I mean, I can just make the whole thing ooh if I want it to work for sure, but feels a bit sad, doesn't it? Like, I have had good results with this before. I think it's just down to the details of the programming, so... Sorry, I know this is boring, but I think I'll get there. Oh yes, okay, so I had to record modulation for the female choir. Okay. I need to maybe do the same thing where I chop these notes up so it's like very clear. Wait. Okay, definitely does not sound realistic. Let's try it in the context though. I think it probably needs some more reverb, first of all. Oh, Sam says that is excellent. I'm feeling like I'm doubting it right now, but thank you, Sam. Might be this et eternum word does not work for this. Let's try another one. Adventum adoramus. Adoramus, yeah? No, wait, that's 5. Shoot. Kyrie, and just hold it. The A. Try Kyrie. Because yeah, I'm sort of feeling that the eternum was the problem. Okay, cool. I'm ready to try it now. Feels like it's probably too loud, but let's try it. Yeah, I'm not sure. It's kind of working, I think. I don't know if having consonants really would help anyway, because there's so much other material going on. I think it sounds cool, and it's making this last section sound a lot more like quote-unquote epic. What was I feeling, though? I feel like... Oh, it's really hard to tell now that I've been in the fine details, whether the progression and scope of everything is still right. I'm going to just play the whole thing through one more time. Why is my thing in the wrong place? Okay, I'll just play the whole thing through one more time, just to see how the progression feels. I don't know. What do you guys think? It's actually working for me. The progression, the build of everything feels like it's coming sort of at the right time. The third section is sounding cool. Sounds amazing. More choir. Well, all right. Let's have it then. I think I can get more out of these samples by pulling the modulation up in the female part. Lit the choir entries. Ooh, that's a nice idea. So what, like have the... Well, what if we had the women come in first? I can't hear them. They're doing nothing. Start just them and then add the women after a phrase. Yeah, okay. So the reverse of what I said. Wait, I gotta make shoot. Let me just mute the notes, actually, might be cleaner. You know what it might be? Yeah, I also feel that I can't really hear them. Could be a mixed thing, but I also think it's probably more a register thing. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's probably, there's a much better voicing to be had here. I remember what my chords are here. So B flat minor, F minor over A flat. Well, I mean, that is like not really a female choir note, is it? Okay, that's gonna work better. Let's hear it. Okay, getting there. Maybe Kyrie is wrong though. Me a better word. Gloria? Maybe? I like Gloria there. Yeah, can't tell what the words are for the second phrase, but I don't think you can when they're that high anyway, no matter what they are. Alright, let's try that again. And now, let me think about the mix. I think I need to go through this whole track and work on the mix a little more. Oh, I also felt like, I don't know what you guys felt, but this cymbal roll was too much in terms of duration. So let me half that size. Oop, oop. Is that what I really meant to do? No, I think I want it to be just like one beat. Oh. But I want to scale the CC. Oh, I see, because I didn't... Come on. There we go. We got there in the end. Sorry. Had a clip there. So I'm just going to... so that we can actually listen to this properly and make decisions. I need to increase my buffer size. Oh, and they make this really difficult because I'm going through this whole side. Whoa, okay. Hello. Don't know if I retained any viewers there. Hello everyone. Sorry. I think I've got it back working. That was really catastrophic disaster, and I learned something about... So basically the way I'm streaming right now is using this other VST audio system. And what I didn't realize was if I try and modify those settings, it seemed to cause a big crash. So luckily I don't think I've lost anything or too much stuff. See if I can find... I'd really lower my autosave interval to every 5 minutes. So let's do that. And then let's see where we were. Great, thank you Windows for playing all those annoying sounds while I was trying to hear how my music sounded. Okay, I think we didn't really lose anything at all except for this cymbal roll. So that's good. Just about the best case scenario to only lose that little. And I wanted to make this quieter. Okay, fine. Then let's just see where we were. I don't know if anyone has rejoined yet, or if I'm just on my own, but that's okay. I'll keep going, because I think I'm actually kind of nearing the end of this piece of music. Let's just see. Okay, cool. I still have that as Gloria, and then... Cool. Yeah, I've kind of lost my train of thought about what I was trying to do. Let's... Something about the voice leading in that is sitting oddly to me. I'm not sure quite what it is. Maybe what I need is that E up in that octave. I'm also rethinking the word Benedicta. Yeah, no, I also agree that it sounded kind of weird. Yeah, just have Gloria, Gloria. Like, you know, if it's working. Gloria Domine? Perhaps? Fire is so tricky. You really... Like, obviously it's amazing to even be able to create something like this with a fake library, but it requires a lot of tweaking and thought and... yeah. Sounds kind of weak. Yeah. Word quantize should be like... quarter note. Legato. I don't know, maybe I need to mess with some of these settings slightly more in order to achieve the results that I want. So quantize it, lower that. I wonder if that's time or if that's volume. It doesn't actually tell me what this is. Pre-roll is on. Okay. Kind of tedious, I have to listen to it each time. In full. Sounds so strange to me that I have them at like the maximum that they can possibly sing according to CC, and on this last chord I'm really not getting that much juice, but maybe that's because I should have had them like a notch lower before. I don't know, it's a difficult programming thing, because like I want to like make them get bigger through this chord, but I already have them singing as loud as they can possibly sing. It could be that... or maybe it's just the word. Maybe it's just the word. No, that's 5 somehow. Let's try it. Let's try it. It might work to have a 5-syllable word. Where's my crucifixus? There it is. No, I have to do it from the beginning again. Okay. I think we're getting somewhere with that. I think that's really doing it. Okay, great. This section one more time. Sounds kind of weird right at the very end. Probably because crucifixus is like a... What can I do here? Can I... If I just take the last syllable and they... Just like saying crucifixu. Yeah, even though that makes significantly less sense, I think it actually works better in the context. Okay. Cool, so maybe we're there. We're just about there. The idea of whether or not I'm going to add in any synths, I mean, that's like delving into a completely different world, and I sort of had planned to finish this track today. So maybe what I should just try and do is attempt to mix it a little better. Just find a nice balance of everything. So let's give it a pass of that. This is where my knowledge of mixing it kind of lets me down. Because my initial instinct would be, okay, do I need to go in there and alter the sound with some like individual EQing of channels? So like, for example, if I take these harmonics and look at them, I'm wondering, is there any way I want to sort of, you know, like, there seems to be some nonsense there in the low register that I just want to cut out for cleanliness. Okay, then we got these flautando strings. Maybe I want a little more. Just maybe a little bit more of the high end there. Oops, sorry. I fear if I keep doing this to every single track, I'm going to end up with a huge amount of high end. Maybe I'm better off just having a look at the overall mix. And seeing if there's any part of the frequency spectrum that's overloaded or underrepresented. Alright. I like everything up to there, and then this is where things sort of go off the rails a bit. I lowered the sub bass because it looked like it was too loud. I must not be able to hear with these headphones just how loud it is down there. I think maybe this bassoon's short track needs to come down a bit. Like basically all the short tracks. Okay, I won't write the automation unless I'm sure I'm gonna actually change it. Let's take bassoons short down to like -5, clarinets short down to like -4. They're not sticking out as much. Oboes could be too much. And flutes, I'll bring them down as well. They're just sticking out a little too much to me. Okay, nice so far. The harp is now sticking out to me too much. All of these chords here. Oops. Maybe that's something I can solve just with velocity. Yeah, I can see I've got a lot of copy-pasted velocity here. Let's just hear that. Probably better. Or maybe it needs to be like they get quieter as you get towards the higher strings, because it's the higher strings that really cut through and sound like a bit fake and a bit unrealistic, because in like the concert hall you wouldn't hear those higher strings. They would just be completely drowned out, so why are we hearing them? Yeah, just the timing of the piano. I think I'm going to do this in a sort of semi-real, semi-robotic way. So all the lower notes I'm going to quantize exactly. And then all the upper notes I'm going to quantize exactly. But then I'm going to push them back by some arbitrary amount of time. A little more. Try that out. Oh yeah, so maybe like that, but in reverse, where it's before the note? No, I think it was better. Ba-da-da-da. I want something to play that. Who can play that for me? Trumpet. Solo trumpet. Wait, I'm not sure that line actually works. Oh, because at the same moment there's a suspension there. Kind of the same notes. I don't think this works. Just want a little touch here to make it less square. Yeah, this is like a classic composer thing where you're like, okay, I'm going to work on the mixing, and then you start adding new musical ideas in. I'm trying to decide if that phrase should continue or not, but I think it probably shouldn't. Okay, sorry, we have the spinning wheel here. This is really bothering me. I don't know why. It's like, no matter how quiet I make this, it's still too loud. Okay, harp, you are too darn loud. Maybe what I'm realizing here is that, man, I have the harp so low in the mix, and yet this is where it gets awkward because I actually like where it is everywhere else. So move this plane. I don't know. Okay, let's just automate it here. So let's say you're good up until there, and then you actually need to get significantly quieter again. Excuse me? Just sang something that was wrong. Gloria. Are we not getting... I'm going to try and pull the track delay down. Because it really feels like anytime you hear a consonant change, like the X in crucifixus, it's like way late. It was nowhere near enough, somehow. Mildly frustrating. I'm trying to figure out... because everything else is working, but the X in crucifixus is not. Can I do something clever? Let's start with something over the top. And actually change the note value within this thing. So... quarter plus a 16th. No, that's not right. Quarter plus dotted 8. Might be right? Do maths now. My brain is breaking. Let's try that one. When did I click? Quarter plus dotted 8th. I think that might be it. Yeah, it did work, but that's only pointing out to me by listening to it in isolation how late everything is. So if everything's late, then let's not fix it in the wrong way. Let's fix it in the right way. So how do we do that? Put this all back as it was, and then really ramp back on the track delay. Oh no, this is breaking everything. Okay, I think I have a solution to this, which is I'm going to print this as audio. Wow. Fire is making me work hard. So what I'm going to do is render in place event. Oh, I don't really want to put it here. Put it here. Panel settings. Yeah. Fine. And I'm going to need like, well, I don't need that much before, but I need a reasonable amount after so I can catch any like reverb. Same with this. So what I'm trying to do right now is I'm going to see if by turning this directly into audio, it's going to give me more control over the timing of it, because at the moment it's really just not doing anything at the right time. Okay, so it's handily muted those MIDI tracks for me, but they're still there if I need them. So let's check this guy out to the click. Okay, super light. Super light. Let's just pull it back by a full eighth. All right, I actually think that worked really successfully. So there's a bit of a lesson there for me when I'm working with this choir, which is that you can't really do it with track delay because then it messes up the syllable transitions. And you're better off just programming it, then printing it out and moving it. At the moment, that's my feeling. Okay, great. So that's there. Now, has this all been routed to the correct place? Yeah, it's going to the right place and it's got reverb and everything. Okay. Anything else that was standing out? I think I'm probably going to try and call this one finished pretty soon because I'm kind of going around in circles. But I think that was a good fix. The cleanliness of the choir is really going to help sell the final section. We have enough bassoons here. It's probably good. Ah, the trumpet was a nice color, but then the way it ends is weird. How have I done this? All these drawing of curves, I think. I think I wanted to start a bit stronger, just like... Oh, that sounds super unnatural. Maybe he just needs more time. I need more time. If I ended it on the... after the third beat, would that be better? I find this to be a really tricky moment where I'm not sure if just the mock-up that makes me think the music's wrong or what. I'm gonna do a little cheeky push of wire in the last like 2 beats. I'm not sure it's gonna work, but let's try it. My hope is that it just adds to the swell that everyone else is doing. Listening with your eyes is too tantalizingly convenient. Yeah. Alright, I think that's good. Okay, I'm going to try something now. I have a little mastering plugin here that I'm just going to run on top of this. I don't want the settings to be too strong. So let me have a look at them. That's fairly weak. Output of 5 decibels. Is that 5 decibels? It is somewhat strong. Rolling off some of the lows, boosting some of the highs. Might be slightly too much. Let me hear it back. Oh, the first thing is it might be a lot louder for you guys. So what I'm going to do, in the control room, I'm just going to turn it down a bit. Because I don't want it to clip over Twitch. Yeah? I don't know. What do you think, Iggy? You seem to be the only one here. How's that going in your ears? I'm liking it. I'm worried that the final section is slightly too squashed. So maybe I need to, like, take amount of compression down. Like, kind of the overall output gain from this compressor. I don't really know what's going on with this. The brick wall limiter is pretty low already. Hear that final section one more time. Okay, I think I'm reasonably happy with that one. I think I'm going to call it there. So, what do I need to do with this? I'm going to print this out. Maybe deliver it to my friend Mike, because hopefully he'll review it and have a look at it on his thing tomorrow. Wonder, does he want some stems or what? I think I'll just send him the 2mix and the MIDI for now. So let's make that. Okay. But yeah, thanks for anyone who is listening and watching on YouTube who's followed through the whole thing. I'll put this up on SoundCloud in a little bit. I'm really happy with how it came out, assuming that it's finished. The mixing thing is something where I would always love someone a bit more experienced, someone with a bit more knowledge to go through this, because I'm sure they could clean up some overlapping and competing frequencies and just make everything sit tighter and fuller and better. But for the stage that I'm at right now, I'm pretty happy with how that came out. And hopefully it was at all... The choir is actually audible even when I wasn't thinking of it this time. That's good. Yeah, it's probably that little bit of the mastering plugin is pushing it more, and I also automated it up at the end, so you hopefully feel it a bit more. Yeah, hopefully it was interesting watching this kind of process going through. And yeah, what I'll probably do is I'll just bounce the stuff I need, play it one more time, and then that's it. Okay, great. So we have the file here. Just make an MP3. Oh, maybe I should have cut off the beginning. It's like silent for the first little while. Shoot. Oh yeah, I have like a bar of silence at the beginning. Well, whatever. Clean it up a bit. Here what I'm doing is I'm just deleting the beginning couple bars so that my MIDI lines up perfectly, so that if Mike wants to open up this MIDI, he can find it. Okay. No. Let's see here. Hold this, and I want that one, and I don't want .cpr in the end. Little clips and pops when my interface is acting up. Okay, interesting, thanks. Slightly worrying. This is definitely the most I've stress tested it with having this much stuff, so I'll check the VOD to make sure, but thank you. Okay, now for the final playback, and then we'll call it. And thank you everyone for watching. All right. I'm pretty happy with that. So again, thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.